Hello and welcome back in this awesome this awesome video in the Automation Kings series. This is, my friends, the most powerful inline 4 engine ever produced in automation game. As you all saw in my previous videos, we made the V16 King, the V12 King, the V10 King, and of course the V6 and the V8 Kings, and the Inline 6 King as well. So in this video you will be seeing the Inline 4 King, and hopefully very soon, and I really mean very soon, you will be also seeing the Inline 3 King as well. In the V engines, it was very obvious, very easy to push a lot of horsepower out of them. Just push everything to the max and keep playing with everything until you reach the highest number. But in the inline series, the inline engines, it's a very different story, because our limit in these engines is not the fuel or the boost or any kind of regular limitations that we always face. But in the inline engines, we will be facing a different limitation, which is the torque limit for the internals. The internals cannot take the super amount of torque. The internals can only take and can only survive in a very limited number of torque. Usually in the V engines, even if you pushed everything to the max, the boost to the max, the fuel to the max, everything, you push it to the max, you will never ever achieve, or you'll never get even close to the internals torque limitations. You will never achieve that. But in the inline engines, the inline 6, inline 3, and inline 4, your limit is the torque on these internals. For example, the pistons, the connecting rods, and the crankshaft. All of these three cannot survive a super amount of torque as the V engines, and that's very unfortunate. And I think the reason for that is the design of the inline engines, because maybe the crankshaft design, maybe because of the way the cylinders, the way the pistons are arranged, maybe all of this is limiting the amount of torque produced. Or maybe, I don't know, I mean, I would really love to know why, if you are an engineer, or if you do really understand why the internals of any kind of inline engine will survive less amount of torque than the V engines. I would love to know why. So before we crack on with this video, I would love to remind you, please remember, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, to get subscribed, and of course to share the video if you want to share it, and to watch all my previous videos, especially this series, the inline, the Automation Kings series, so you can see how high the numbers can go in horsepower and torque in basically all of the engines. And don't forget to get subscribed on my Patreon page to support the channel, and to get like very special content and special stuff that I don't post anywhere else, especially for the Patreon subscribers only. So alright, so now we can crack on and begin talking about this beast here. As you can see, it's very obvious, an inline 4 engine, magnesium block, maxed out bore and stroke, 120 millimeters on the bore and stroke, which equals 5,429 cc engine. So you can say a 5.4 liter engine, or a no, you cannot actually say 5.5 liter. No, it's a 5.4 liter inline 4 engine, dual overhead camshafts with 5 valves per cylinder, and of course aluminum silicon cylinder heads. We have billet steel crankshaft, lightweight titanium or titanium connecting rods, and forged pistons, because, as I mentioned in all of my Automation Kings videos, because the lightweight forged pistons, they cannot survive very amount of torque. That's why I switched to a regular forged pistons. As always, plus 15 quality on absolutely everything. 9.5 to 1 is the compression ratio, and 91 on the cam profile, with of course variable valve timing on all cams, with plus 15 quality. As you can see, we have a single turbocharger, ball bearing internals, 2,245 horsepower supporting intercooler, with of course 94 millimeters on the compressor, 71.5 millimeter on the turbine, maxed out air ratio, and of course 35.1 psi of boost, and plus 15 quality. And that's also and as I mentioned, the internals, we are limited by the internals torque limit. This is our limit here, not the fuel, not anything else, only the torque. The torque is limiting us to produce more horsepower, to go even crazier with everything else. So that's why, as you can see, the boost is only stuck on, not stuck, I only I only I only, as you can see, got to 35.1 psi of boost. I couldn't go any higher because the internals will just explode with more boost. Even a tiny, even like 0.1 psi of boost, like the internals will have all kind of warning lights and all kind of stress warnings. So yeah, not efficient, not healthy, not good at all. The same goes for the turbine. I mean, this engine right now can go, I mean, if I want to go crazy and if I really don't care about the internal safety and the engine health, I can push easily 100 extra horsepower out of this beast. Easily, I can go with 100 extra horsepower out of this engine. I mean, regardless for the safety of the engine itself and the safety of everything else in this engine. Yes, but no, I don't want to do that. I want to keep the engine healthy without any kind of knocking and explosions and everything. Moving on, we have direct fuel injections, throttle per cylinder or individual throttle bodies, race intake manifold, and yes, we are running on 98 octane fuel. As I mentioned, because of the torque limitations, I couldn't go any crazier with the engine. I couldn't push even more compression ratio, more ignition timing. No, I couldn't do any of that crazy things. That's why the engine ran on 98 octane fuel without any kind of problems. No need for ultimate 100 octane fuel. Super 98 will work perfectly. 6,600 is the RPM limit, 80 on the ignition timing, maxed out air fuel ratio, and plus 15 quality with short cast headers, single exhaust pipe, obviously. 6.3 inch is the exhaust diameter, or 159 millimeters, as you can see. Straight pipe, no restrictions whatsoever, and plus 15 quality for the exhaust system. This is the final result. We have a 5.4 liter inline 4 engine with a massive turbo, and the engine is producing 1,632.2 horsepower at 6,600 RPM, and of course 1,298.9 pound-feet of torque at 6,600 RPM as well. As you can see, the engine is reliable. It's very lightweight for its size. As you can see, yes, we are not even close from the max number of the octane. We are using only 97.4 out of 98 octane fuel. So yeah, the engine has so much to go, but unfortunately, if I go with even extra one pound-feet of torque, even one extra pound-feet of torque, the engine will start to disintegrate and to destroy itself easily. And as you can see, always the noise is always like 60, 61, 65, like this, with plus 15 quality straight pipe exhaust system, because it's super high quality. Even without any kind of mufflers, it's still pretty much quiet actually for a super engine. It's very responsive, courtesy of the individual throttle bodies. Not very smooth because it's an inline 4 engines, and as we all know, inline 4 engines are not really smooth, unlike the inline 6 engines, which they are super smooth, like the V12s. I promise you this, the inline 6 engine is super smooth. The same goes with the V12 and the V16 engine. All of these 3 engines are like super smooth for luxury cars. Awesome. So as you can see, we don't care about any kind of any of these. I don't care about any of these. I only care about these two. I received a lot of participants on the Snapchat group, and like a lot of participants in private messages on YouTube, and of course on the group itself and on emails as well. Like a lot of people got only to 1,590, 1,585, 1,570. So that was their limit. Like 1,590. I promise you this. 4 guys reached 1,590. So how can I choose Mr. Gold? How can I choose the gold winner or the silver winner or the bronze winner? Because four viewers reached 1,590 horsepower, and I think also another one. Let me check. He reached 1,589. 1,570. So yeah, I can't choose Mr. Gold because, as I mentioned, 4 guys reached 1,590 horsepower. I cannot pronounce like because I have a lot of names. So yeah, congratulations to everyone that participated in this challenge. Like, all of you guys made amazing creations, and you got very close to each other's, and I'm really impressed. But I really thought that you can beat my engine. I mean, it's easy. It's not it's not like a rock science. I mean, just keep playing with the torque, with the boost, the turbo size, the intercooler, the cam profile, the compression ratio, and the ignition. Just keep playing with these, and I promise you can reach the horsepower as my engine is producing, and maybe even more. I mean, I tried really hard to go over the 1632.2 horsepower, but this is as high as I can go with this engine. So yeah, as I mentioned, keep while keeping everything on the green. As you can see, no stress whatsoever. And check out the torque, 1298.9. check out the torque that the internals can survive. The internals can go all the way to the same torque, as you can see. So I'm pretty much maxing out the internals. I mean, yes, there is no stress, as you can see, 0% stress. We have no warning lights or anything, but the limit, I have reached the limit of the torque, and because of that I can't go any more higher. That's why anything you change, if I want to push more ignition timing, the torque will go over like 1300 pound-feet of torque, and you will have a warning light here. So that's why I'm stuck on this kind of torque and horsepower, because of the internals. So yeah, so thank you so much for everyone that participated. I'm truly thankful for you. You made amazing creations, and like, congratulations, because I think all of you guys, all of you in my mind are like, all of you are like golden winners, all of you, because I know when we start making this series, like, some of you guys made really low powered engines, and I expected even a lot more power, like 500 horsepower difference. But now, I mean, you guys are just going ace, going super gold, and you are making amazing creations, and I'm really happy to see a lot of you guys learning about engines, learning how they work, and producing amazing creations. As you can see, this intercooler is super big. I mean, I have to look at the engine from the side, just because look, it completely blocked the engine. I can't say anything. Imagine this engine in a car. I mean, it's bigger than a radiator. It's bigger than a water radiator. It's only an intercooler, which is just like stupidly big. Wow. Imagine this in the front of a car. This engine needs an SUV to fit this intercooler, and I think it will not fit also. Super big. Wow. A 5.4 liter inline 4. Alright, so enough chit chatting. Yes, I know the engine is looking superb with, of course, the carbon fiber intake manifold, but all of this doesn't matter because we only want to see the horsepower and the torque. So let me show you. Fire it up. The engine is making at idle 324 pound-feet of torque at 1000 RPM. Sounds very loud, very mean actually. one more pop. Yes, like that. Alright, that's awesome. The engine sounds very mean, very brutal, and of course very loud, and the exhaust is popping and banging, which makes the whole experience very awesome. So as you can see, this is the Inline 4 King, the most powerful Inline 4 ever produced in an automation game. Hopefully you guys liked the video. So remember, if you enjoyed watching this video, like, hit that like button, don't forget that, get subscribed if you are new to the channel, watch all my previous videos. I made truly amazing creations in cars and engines and a lot of crazy things. And of course, share the video if you want to share it, and stay tuned, because soon, very soon, you will see the Inline 3 King as well. I haven't started on it yet, but hopefully I'm gonna be finishing it very soon. I mean, really soon. I'm gonna be recording the video immediately. I'm not gonna wait, because I want to release the Inline 3 King video, and then I'm gonna get back and get back to doing cars. We're like making cars and a lot of cars, because I'm really excited, because today it's the 12th of July, so maybe tomorrow on the 13th of July, the new update, the BeamNG.drive collaboration with automation update, to be available, and I'm gonna start making BeamNG.drive videos using my cars that I created in automation games. Start drifting with them, maybe crashing them, maybe drag racing them. All of it will be coming very soon. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to visit my Patreon page and to check it out, and hopefully to get subscribed with it, so you can support the channel, and so you can start getting my special cars that I already uploaded them on the Patreon page. So when the update comes, you'll be driving my special cars with V16 engines, V12 engines, and of course thousands and thousands of horsepower and really superb creations. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you very soon, and goodbye for now, my friends.